Lights out, we're underway. Motorsport Republica podcast.
G-Boy.
Mate, we're back. Episode 126.
Yes. I've got some angry points tonight I want to talk to you about. So after that debacle at Spa-Francorchamps last night.
Bro,
Debacle.
What a boring race.
Oh, it's a combination of a lot of things. I mean, I just can't believe they were stuck for an hour not racing. And yeah, we'll get into it. I'm fucking pissed off, to be honest with you. I'm pissed off. I mean,
Never seen you like this.
Well, it's a sport where you're supposed to have warriors and they're in the best cars, the safest tracks, and you know they've got a wet tire and they don't use it. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it was dumb. It was very annoying to watch and then wait around. And I was like, whatever, I'm going to watch it in the morning.
Well, like, you know, us sitting on the couch watching it's not the big deal, but this poor fan sitting there.
I know.
Been sitting there all day. They've got to wait till sort of 5 o'clock in the afternoon to get any action happening. And, you know, they were racing in far worse conditions in F2. I was watching F2 and there was a monsoon. They were still racing. And you're supposed to protect the young kids.
Yeah.
And then the old veterans call them. Just couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. And
yeah,
just it ended up just being a boring race with two winners. Now, the only saving grace for us, obviously, is the fact that Piastri's won the race because we're a big of the Australian contingent. But it was, for the worldwide fans, a boring race. So, unfortunately. Not to put a dampener in the evening.
No, it was. But everyone will agree.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to be a
There's no
rock scientist.
sugarcoating this one tonight. There's no sugarcoating it. Normally I go, yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a cracker race, wasn't it? It was a good one there. No, that frustrated the heck out of me. And I tried to... a ball of emotions at the start thinking, you know, it's not that bad. They're going to race, blah, blah, blah. And then just getting worse and worse and worse and worse from there. Yeah, it was super frustrating. A lot of people today go, oh, it was a shit race. I'm like, I woke up this morning and watched it, you know, which a lot of people did. But, you know, sitting there waiting for it to start last night, far out. And then within 10 laps we're on slick tyres. I mean, just so dumb.
Super, super dumb. Shout out to motorheaven.com.au. Our guys down there, check them out. All the best motorcycle accessories in the game. Everything that you want.
And surely we've got the breaking news, James. We've got the new...
Bike Heaven is on its way. It's all on socials now. Sign up to bikeheaven.com.au for exclusive access.
So no, you can't buy anything just yet, though.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
A couple of teething issues with Listy not pulling his weight.
Do not say that. That is it's touchy subject. You've got him on the copies, and now I'm buying.
Well, he's got Listy is an employee, James, with James at work at the Motor Heaven. But yeah, cops grief from me, but we do love him. And we've got a segment name after him, Listy's List. I mean, what else do you want?
Yeah, he's famous. He's actually famous in those parts.
What else do you want? My goodness.
So yeah, check them out. Motor Heaven and Bike Heaven. T-Shavs.
Yeah, guys, we love the support on YouTube and Instagram and all our socials. So please like the video, subscribe to us, and also on Spotify, give us, or Apple Music, give us a 5-star review if you can. It really helps us get up the chart. That. So appreciate all the love and support. We'll keep bringing the content to you guys. So I really appreciate it.
Yes, we will.
And just to add very quickly, we have our range of t-shirts and our range of air fresheners as well, which you can find on our website, motorsportrepublica.com.au. Out with the boring stuff. Results from last night. So
Oscar to more boring stuff. That's a drive-by.
Oscar Piastri, 8th win of his career, equals Daniel Ricciardo, Charles Leclerc, and Lando Norris on 8 wins. You wouldn't think that's in the same career, but it's just crept up on us, hasn't it? So,
yeah, especially Charles Leclerc, like really.
And Daniel Ricciardo, I mean, wow. Lando Norris 2nd, Charles Leclerc, speaking of, 3rd, Max Verstappen 4th, George Russell 5th, Alex Albon 6th, Lewis Hamilton coming from the back of the grid 7th, great result for him. Liam Lawson 8th, Bortoletto 9th, Pierre Gasly 10th, and then Ollie Beerman, shout out, 4th. He's 11th place, 4th race in a row. So it's very unusual. It only happened a few times in history. You finished in the same position other than first 4 races in a row.
Yeah, right. There you go. Who was that? Beerman.
Ollie Beerman, yes, in the Huss. So further to my conversation at the start with you, James. Very, very disappointing. I'm almost going to say it was a sad day for Formula One.
Yeah.
Wet tyre, absolutely useless.
Yeah.
I don't know where we go from here. I mean, all I can say is the new regulations, I pray and hope that we don't get this spray, because it's not the weather. Like, yes, the rain to a certain extent, but it's the spray that's stopping them going out.
Yeah.
So the visibility is the factor. Now,
Is it the visibility and the spray the worst it's ever been?
well, with these ground effect cars, yes.
Yeah.
That's been the big problem. And I think the other thing is they're so shit scared of this circuit. I mean, what happened in Eau Rouge and Radion a few years ago with Anton Hubert crashing and then getting hit again, which can easily happen because you bounce off those barriers at the top of Radion, you bounce back in the middle of the track when they're flat out.
Yeah.
So they're shit scared of this track, and that's why they were so cautious, obviously. But it's hard. It's hard from a racing fan. It's hard from a fan who's been watching this sport for 20 plus years to there's dry lines forming when they're behind the safety car.
Yeah, no, definitely right. And what stood out for me is even Hamilton said the FIA was too overly cautious.
Yeah.
That's coming from Lewis Hamilton. He's a pretty overly cautious guy with all that anyway. So, and agreed with Max Verstappen.
Well, 100%. The race was going to be interesting. I mean, you had these runners at the back, your Hamilton, and also I think who else started from the pit lane. Bloody hell, I should know this, but they all ran. They all were going to run a really heavy rain setup. Yeah. So that was going to be interesting. Them coming through the field. Then you had like the likes of Ollie Behrman on a really high downforce strategy, and then you had others on low downforce with skinnier rear wing. So it was going to be a really interesting race. So it was disappointing that happened in the end. But yeah,
is it mainly just because of the circuit? Like, if it was just say Shanghai, do you think there was more of a chance of them?
Yeah,
racing?
I think it's definitely circuit based. I think they let them go far longer and far heavier rain at Silverstone a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think they're just shit scared of that one turn.
Which is, it's understandable, but like, obviously for the theatre, and it's not like these are young kids, or some of them are young kids, but these are all professional Formula One drivers.
Top of the tier.
Top of the tier. Like, these are the best in the world. They should be able to drive in not every condition, obviously, but most difficult conditions out there. And that's the beauty of motor racing, is seeing who can adapt to the conditions the best. It also shows who's got some balls as well. And
that's what makes it exciting.
That's what makes it exciting. You don't know what's going to happen. We all understand it's dangerous, but that's obviously the risk that they take.
100%. And I think you have to look after the fact that the F3 race and the F2 race, be cautious. Be cautious with the young kids. But you're at the top tier level here.
Yeah.
This is the pinnacle of motorsport. And, they're going around behind a safety car when there's dry lines getting formed. And why do you have to do 4 laps under the safety car at the start? It wasn't raining. The sun was out.
I know.
I mean, just start the race, for God's sake. I mean, I just did not understand it.
It didn't make any sense. It really didn't. It just took the theatre and the hype out of the race, which is Spa's, one of the most hyped Grand Prix on the calendar.
Yeah.
One of the best Grand Prix on the calendar. You just got to let them race. And it's just embarrassing for the sport. It's embarrassing trying to either like promote the sport or talk about the sport. And if you're watching this with someone who's never watched a car race in their life and you're telling them this, they're going to go, why am I watching this?
Well, Liberty Media is supposed to bring the fun, the excitement, and then you got this where they're so overly cautious because they're in that steward room too fucking scared to make the wrong call.
Yeah.
They're too scared. Those stewards you shouldn't even know who those stewards are for the weekend. Their identities should be just covered up.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
And no one can then attack them for making a wrong or right decision. Just keep it behind closed doors because they're all in there going, oh my God, I'll get all the blame like people have in the past. So
that's a great call.
Yeah.
And remember, you can start the race and then still just red flag it. It's not like you can't stop the race once it's going.
I know. They are like the best. The most frustrating thing is when they went out initially when the race first started, when they did that one lap, as they were saying on commentary, the best way to drive the circuit is having the cars out there.
Yeah, that's right.
You saw those all the high load corners. That's where all the dry lines because they're pushing the water off.
That's right. They're big
off the track.
heaters.
So yeah, I just didn't get it. The only good thing they did do is the one thing they did well was they did just do one lap under that safety car and brought them in because if they started the race, they would have had to complete the race within 3 hours and then we would have had a shortened race in the end. So that was the only saving grace to the stewards and what their decision was because you got a full race. But I mean, boring as, like
boring race.
Yeah.
Obviously credit to Oscar Piastri.
Yes.
These drivers, obviously, they can only do what they can only do, and they're not the ones making the decisions. Obviously, he got the major slipstream going down the straight. I know there was a lot of talks about Lando Norris and the battery, but he just came out and admitted it's just a major slipstream effect in the rain.
Yeah, I think he didn't handle that well. If you look at Max Verstappen's restarts, he would have waited to the last possible moment to go. He would have ran wide on that last corner and then just gunned it. Yeah. He would have got a second ahead or 9/10 ahead. Yep. And then had a chance after the top of the hill. Yeah. But Piastri went in the last straight. He gave Piastri a slipstream into the last corner, and then he just stayed there the whole time.
Yeah, that right-hander that leading into like a rouge. That apparently that's where Lando had it snap on him twice. Yeah, and he just lost all that momentum. Yeah. And Oscar was already up his ass then anyway.
He was. Sometimes you can be really clever through Eau Rouge. Is actually keep yourself too close, because then you don't get as much of a slipstream effect.
Yeah.
And you saw that, I think, back in Vettel and Hamilton days. They were sort of like, holding the throttle sort of thing. Yeah. Not letting themselves... Because if you have too far as a slipstream, you'll gain too much overspeed. And pass easily. But, yeah, I think the combination of that slight battery issue that he had, I'm not sure it affected him too much.
Apparently, I don't think it did. They had issues, I think, on the Saturday with... a major slipstream effect if a car's even taking just more water in front of you. That makes a massive difference.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because I was talking to Danby about this. I'm like, that straight, the Kimmel Straight's actually quite uphill. And I'm thinking to myself, is the slipstream effect even more when you're going uphill?
Yeah.
Because the cars are working that little bit harder, but he seemed to think it didn't make a difference.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
There must be a scientific mathematician is listening that might be able to tell us that in the comments.
You reckon they listen to us? Scientific mathematicians?
I don't know. It could be more. I mean, geez, we got bloody messages from bloody Kenya the other day, Jay. We got it worldwide, and
that's true.
We break barriers here at Republica. So
in the Republica lands. But for Oscar Piastri, amazing win.
Yes,
great to see. 8 wins. How far can he? Do you dare to dream, Tom?
Oh, he's
for an Australian.
He's odds-on favourite now. It's just crept up on us.
16 points, is it?
Yeah, it is. But he's $1.70 to win the. He's $1.70 to win the championship. I mean, it's just, it's crazy. It is, and I think the way that Formula One is now, the popularity. I mean, it's a perfect time for him to win. I mean, he'll just go down in Australia. He's going to already probably go down as one of the best of all time, Australian-wise.
I think so.
He's already equaled Ricciardo.
Yeah.
His manager Webber's next. And then, where can he... I mean...
is it second season?
Third.
It's his third, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did I think it was second? Anyway.
Well, his first year was when we started the podcast, so...
And he won
they never talked about it, remember?
Yeah, and I think he won a sprint in Spa.
Quite possibly,
I'm sure he won the sprint in Spa. But it's it's just wild to see an Aussie up there. Like it's strange, but 8 wins come so all of a sudden and quickly at the same time. Like only 3 seasons in, and he's just been dominating this year. And really, he's had some bad luck at the same. Everyone has bad luck, like that's racing. We get it, but he's probably could have had 2 wins there, 2 extra wins.
Oh, 100%. He could have dominated 2 weekends in a row in the rain. I mean, he was dominating Silverstone, and then just got it taken off him. But his silly mistake, as we touched on in the last podcast. But it's exciting times for us, and there's just so many different walks of life of people watching it now. It's just unbelievable. You walk into work on a Monday morning and like everyone is talking about it. I mean, I used to have to find people in the school to even know what Formula One was back in the day, and you had the same thing. I mean, it's just amazing how this sport has just grown and grown and grown. The new movie out is probably going to grow it even more. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting. The crowds are unreal.
Do you reckon Formula One has a shelf life?
I don't know. You got to remember, dude, the dominant season of Verstappen in 23, or is it 22, 23? He won every race except one. I mean, the sport grew from that. I mean, it shouldn't grow from that.
I think dominant seasons have just as much of a big impact than when it can be just when it's just not. Like, think of the Rossi era, think of the Marquez era, think of Michael Schumacher's era. And then Verstappen's era, which is, again, tenfold.
Yep.
I don't think it's a detriment as much as what maybe people think a dominant season.
I think that it's a good point with Formula One. I think it really did get affected that late tens, like the 2016 to the 2020 when Mercedes were just dominating like for 5 seasons in a row and just had nobody else that was until Verstappen came along. That was when I think numbers were a record low, and then
I thought it was like the early 2010s was a record low.
Probably like Braun in 2009. Well, 2009 was Braun, and then 2010 was when Red Bull took over, and then they won 4 in a row. But it sort of nothing really happened in that 10-year period. There wasn't anything that massively grew the sport, and then Liberty Media came along, and then COVID, and then 2021, the season with Hamilton and Verstappen, which will go down in folklore. But it's a good point, James. I mean, I always look at the best battles, like the 2021, as we just touched on. But yeah, I mean, 2000, 2005, F1 was peaked,
Yeah.
Peaked. But, we were young kids in that era. We don't really know what was going on. I mean, Danby has a different say on that as well. He reckons it was so boring to watch, and a lot of people were turning it off by the end. So
yeah, it's all nostalgic as well, I guess. It's
good looking back on it. Definitely.
It's always good looking back on it. But the dominance, I think, still is a big thing if someone's like a character or controversial, like a Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton or Valentino Rossi or Marc Marquez. But even like the battle still, I think, is just that extra layer that puts the cherry on top anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Where do you... I had this question lined up, and it's probably a good time to ask it. But the state of F1 right now, as in take the fans and the popularity out of it, but the state of actual racing and the actual entertainment of the motorsport itself in its purest form, how do you see that right now?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's sort of lacking something at the moment, and I can't pinpoint. I mean, obviously the domination of McLaren, but they're not dominating like of years of past,
and it's not new. Where Formula One is always a dominant manufacturer.
Yeah, I was sitting here. We were sitting here 2 years ago on the podcast, and I knew that last year and this year were going to be challenging years for Formula One because you're at the end of the road with these cars, and there's nothing changing. From 23 to now, the cars haven't changed that much, and they're just hanging on for the new regs of next year. Ford coming in as a manufacturer, Audi coming in as a manufacturer. You're going to have, different plays in the game as well as Cadillac coming in. That's exciting. It's exciting for Formula One because the last 3 years, it's like you've had 60 races in a row. That's what's happened at the moment. So we've just seen the same thing happen one after the other.
Yeah.
So I think that's what's missing because, like, talking to people, like, it's just so boring this year. But like, yes, the racing has been boring, and it's because all the cars are so fast now. They've peaked. On these rules.
Yeah.
And you can't follow now because they've just worked around this downforce area. And I think there's just that thing that's missing. I'm watching it on last night, and like after a lap, it's just done. Like there's just no one coming through the field. There's no excitement.
You're right. It's really missing something. It's missing an edge. We
have an Australian favourite for the championship. And this is what's crazy. Because everyone's scratching their head going, the racing's not very good, but there's something else that's just, I don't know.
It's unpredictability for me is what's missing. Everything is very predictable.
Yeah.
Everything is just, who the top 5 is going to be. It's going to be a McLaren. It's just, after the first corner or the first 5 laps, you just know what's going to happen. And maybe one every 7 races, it might not be that. But realistically, just about who the podium's going to be after the first 5 laps.
Because the thing is, I don't know why Do Not Disturb's still bloody yelling on my phone, but there you go. You're 100% right, and I think the unpredictability is you probably hit the nail on the head because I didn't even watch qualifying.
Yeah,
because I'm like, what's going to happen? Its top 5's going to be similar.
Yeah.
There's going to be the same Colapintos and maybe a Williams out and that kind of thing. Yeah, Hamilton had a rough qualifying session, was out, but it's not like, oh my God, Hamilton's out. Like, it's not shocking. So, yeah.
To add to that, I think the peak of motorsports, and let's just say sport, is a fierce rivalry where there's hatred. There's no hatred. There's no hatred between Oscar and Lando. I think they try and build it up as best they can.
Oh, they're walking and talking, and they're mates. They're not.
Yeah. You had a little bit of like the Lewis and Max, but there's and maybe Max versus the whole grid to a degree, but there's no just pure hatred, and that's the same in MotoGP. There's just not a war of words. It's not personal.
Yeah, I think both categories have been. The racing hasn't been amazing the last couple of months.
No, but I still think MotoGP is less predictable. Crazy, I know, because it's almost more dominant by Marc Marquez. But from second to sixth, you just don't know. Where in Formula One, you do. And there's more chances of Marquez making a mistake, or because that's the sport. It's a two-wheel sport. Like, perfect example, Bastianini and Bezzecchi throw it down the road in Saxonry for second, both fighting for second, third. So it's still, that's just because it's a different sport. But with Formula One, the unpredictability, there's no fierce rivalries. I think that's just what's lacking. And like, yes, it's great to see an Aussie up there, and everyone's got their own personality, but I just wonder if it's times are changing with athletes, if, really, I don't know. Like, if it's just different personalities now, maybe they're because Formula One's so corporatized, and you've got all these sponsors, and it's massive money, and it's a big show that they're so scared of someone saying the wrong thing. Or
it's like I was saying with the stewards. It's just there's no men left anymore. It's I mean, Verstappen has his has his days.
Good.
Verstappen has his days, but realistically, everybody else on the grid is just
Formula One's almost crying for that. They're almost crying for someone to be just that extra. So Tommy, anyway, I've been looking at getting a new helmet.
Okay, right you are.
A replica helmet.
Okay.
So I'm looking at either like a Marc Marquez, Shoei, Rossi AGV, or controversially like a Nakagami Arai. What do you think?
Well, I think Nakagami Arai might be a bad idea, because they'd have to build them strong. Repeat hits throughout the whole weekend.
That's right.
Where would you find something like that?
Mate, motoheaven.com.au. They have all the helmet brands that you want. They've got all the racing suits, jackets, big brands, HJC, Shoei, Dainese, Alps. Mate, they have everything. How good's that?
That is so good. And I heard there's free delivery over $150 as well.
Free delivery over $150. Super fast dispatch, which is amazing, all around the country. They do an excellent job. You just check out their Google reviews. It's like all 5 stars. It's pretty amazing. They do a great job.
Give the people the website.
motoheaven.com.au. Check them out. They are the best in the business for all your motorcycle needs. And they've got a parts finder. You can get all the parts you want. Brake discs, chains, sprockets, spark plugs. I know that's all gobbledygook to you, Tom, but that is they are the best in the business. Head down to motoheaven.com.au and they will look after you. Because MotoGP, I still think there's real big personalities in there. There really is. There is heaps bigger personalities, but it just doesn't seem like that Formula One. They all just kind of seem bland.
F1 has not had a little rock star for years. I mean, realistically, Verstappen's the guy who is against the establishment to a certain extent.
Kimi Räikkönen?
Yeah, Kimi Räikkönen. I mean, he was just loved, wasn't he? Because he just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah. Would you say Lewis Hamilton for different reasons?
Nah, for different reasons, because he's gone full left and rainbow this, rainbow that. I mean, that doesn't appeal to the majority of the fans. So, he'll have his fans from other walks of life in that sense. But yeah,
Lando's not. I love Oscar, and I like how he goes about it. But let's be honest, he's not. And then you look at the other younger guys, like a Colapinto or a Bortoletto, or like Carlos Sainz, he's obviously not a younger guy, but just other drivers. There's just no rock star. You're right. And I just don't know if that's like a nationality thing, like a POMS. Like there's a lot of where the Spanish and the Italians and MotoGP, they're just a little bit more out there.
Well, I remember like the last proper guy was Alonso coming in 05 or coming in 03, 04, and then going to Renault and then beating Schumacher arrogantly,
Having a chip on your shoulder.
and those comments that he said at Suzuka about you have kids at home and you don't have that anymore. Like there's nothing like that. They just joke and say what they have to say in the press conferences and nothing else. Mark Webber and Vettel, that rivalry, the smashing of the glass and multi-21 Seb. We just don't have anything like that.
Nah.
And they're just, if something does happen in the team, it's just all behind closed doors because you're right, there's so much money on the line and there's sponsors and to be honest with you, James, we're not the market anymore. We are not the market anymore.
No, you're right. And if you do something or say something wild, you just get dragged through the coals. Where we would love it.
Yeah.
Like we would think it's hilarious, and that's what I still think that's what you need. And
well, you look at.
But you're right. I don't think we are the market.
Yeah, you look at Christian Horner.
Yeah.
He was a guy in the paddock that said what he wanted to a certain extent, was really good with the media because he came out in difficult scenarios and came and spoke to the media. And from all reports, what's happened is he's gone to Red Bull and said, this is how I want to run the team this way. And they've gone, well, we don't want to run that way. See you later. You're gone. We want someone who's just a fun, just says the right things in the media. And that's what that new team principal is. He's just going to be a puppet, for that Helmut Marko and for the owners. So unfortunate to say, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Because he was controversial. He had that sexting scandal. I keep saying sexting scandal, but I think it was like, I don't know what he did in the end. We'll probably never know. But
yeah.
But that was the last big story. And Red Bull as a company, as I said on the telecast, they want to be this fun brand because at the end of the day, it's to sell cans. It's not. Yes, it's to win championship, but if you win a championship, you got to sell the product. And that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. I just think, everyone's just too scared, and it's maybe just a different generation, and they're younger, and it's just a different year. But I really think that's what it's missing because I'm watching it and. I just couldn't give a fuck about these drivers. In all honesty, there's no one there that really excites me. Where Max is probably the only one, and I obviously love Oscar Piastri, but there's no one that wants to be the villain. There's no one that wants to speak their mind. There's no one that just wants to have a chip on their shoulder and be arrogant. And maybe. And this is the double-edged sword. Just say Franco Colapinto comes out and says some wild shit. He's just going to get burnt by us anyway because we're like, or you're coming 15th every race. So that's the problem. You got to also back it up. But maybe I don't know, maybe you still got to say some wild shit if you're just battling for mid-pack. I don't know, but there's got to be... Maybe everyone's too harsh as well. I think the media is too harsh, maybe including us.
Yeah.
But I think that you got to have a bit of CUNT in you.
Well, the thing is, you have to back it up. If you're going to be like that, you have to back it up. And then what happens is if you don't back it up, you get kicked to the curb, thrown through the coals, and you might not have a drive. So you're better off just shut the fuck up.
Well, the pressure is so high in Formula One anyway. The stakes are so big that, if you're saying wild shit, if it there's only there's fucking 4 drivers in that grid that can win a race, 5. The rest of them, they're just fluffing around. Yeah. For points. So I know this has been a long rant, but I think this is what people need to hear. There needs to be more. There just has to be. It's missing its zing.
It's just, and look, to be honest with you, it's looking into next year. I have grave concerns of what these engines are going to be like, and I think Mercedes are going to dominate. So not saying the Mercedes car, but the Mercedes engine. So it may even force a wider berth between competitors. But
who knows, man? I don't care.
We need someone to shake it up.
If just say what's a lap time around Spa, roughly
150s.
If they were doing 210s,
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter as long as the racing's good.
No, that's right. That's right. That's 100% right. And you look at the cars back in 2000, 2005, they were probably doing 202s or something like that, and they were still awesome to watch. So, and the sound, there's talk of bringing V8s back with the sound, which is gathering momentum, which is great. because as I've always said, I think the fully sustainable fuel is the way of the future. I don't think motor racing can go too electric because it's just so boring not to hear these cars.
Yeah. You still need that's the thrill of going to an event in any motorsport.
Back on task for a sec. Bortoletto had a great weekend, and I think he has just come of age in the last few weekends. He really struggled at the start of the season and had some pretty poor results, but yeah, he is he's gunning it behind Hülkenberg. Hülkenberg got out of the way, let him go, finished 9th. I think that's the best you can finish in that car.
I think that's Stake F1 has had a great season compared to the past couple, which have been literally laughable.
Well, yeah, I mean, with the pit stops. But yeah, I think I've said that from the start. He's the one. Out of all the rookies, I think he's the one. Yeah, I really do. I think Antonelli is crumbling the Italians. They can't handle the pressure, as we all know that. But he's crumbling like a little apple crumble. Because he's an 18-year-old, 18-year-old thrown into the factory team. He's not a Max Verstappen. You know, no one's like Max Verstappen, 17 years old. Max Verstappen doesn't race in F3 or F2. He goes from the junior category straight to F1 and wins a race.
But bro, that's comparing apples and oranges.
But that's Toto Wolff. He thinks Antonelli is he's Verstappen, and he's just obviously not. He's fast, he's quick. And he's had a reasonable season. We can't say
he's got a podium.
We can't say he's had a bad season, but yeah, it's
he's doing what rookies do though. This is what a rookie normally does. A rookie in motorsport will come out of the blocks and have maybe a really good first five to 6 to 7 races, and then they just kind of dip through the middle of the season, and then they might come good at the end of the season. It's such a rookie thing.
Pedro Acosta and Agura as well.
Agura, bro. Zarco did the same thing. Zarco led his first race by 3 seconds.
It's wild.
You know, that's what they do. Jorge Lorenzo poled on his first race.
I didn't understand McLaren's strategy at all, putting Lando on the hards. I mean, I didn't understand that at all, because why are you trying something different? Okay, you have a substantial lead. Both the drivers are out in front. Why are you trying something different at that point in time to force them to come together at the end of the race? I found that fascinating. I think if roles were reversed, I think they would have just put both drivers on mediums. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. But I didn't get that. They were like, they were panicking at that point. Oh, do you want the hards or do you want the mediums? He's like, put the hards on, put the hards on. Like, I didn't get that as a team aspect, because, to be honest with you, I still think there's something deep down in that psyche at McLaren where they want Lando to win.
Yeah.
There's something, there's just something deep down that they do. But that's probably just the critic in me, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I really think they're just trying to give each driver their best shot. And I really think if the shoe was on the other foot, they would have given Oscar the hards. And then we would be going, why the F did they do that? That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I reckon they would have just gone, play it safe like they have been, put it both on medium tyres, let them race. Don't put split tyre strategy, because one's going to work, one's not going to work. So I just didn't understand that.
But it didn't work like that. That goes against your point though. That why would they do that to Lando if they want him to win?
True, but if they put both the drivers on the medium tyres, they both would have finished first and second.
Yeah.
And whoever was out in front would have won. It just causes unnecessary them two fighting.
It was the only interesting part of the race.
100%. I know.
They kind of saved it, if anything.
Well, and the other thing that goes back to Lando, just those little mistakes. I mean, running wide, locking wheels. I mean, that last one that he did with 3 laps to go, I don't think would have made a huge difference. But the big lock up, the running wide at Pouon, the 2 or 3 seconds lost, I mean, that was the difference in the end. So I still don't think he would have got past him. They were just, the DRS was pretty strong, but I think Oscar would have deployed his battery pretty early after turn 1, and then just got that lead and then just hang on the straight. But hindsight's a wonderful thing, as I said before.
Well, that's it. Like, as soon as you're out in front after 5 laps, unless you botch your pit stops, like, man, no one's passing.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yes.
Ferrari,
yes.
What do you make of their weekends?
Oh, I mean, it's
Charles on a
podium, I suppose. I mean, we haven't even spoken about the sprint race at all, but yeah, I'm not a huge sprint race fan, as we know. But yeah, I mean, Hamilton just mucked up both his qualifying sessions.
And I was on him.
SQ3 1 and Q1. So yeah, it's really disappointing for him. Starting at the back of the grid, probably made the very best choice of the tyres that got him up there. But he looked fast. He looked fast from the start on those wets. So a bit of a missed opportunity for him. If he started that 4th or 5th, it made it a little bit more interesting. I think they were still miles behind McLaren, but
They had some upgrades, didn't they? Ferrari.
well, that's what I put on. I said 007, but he got a podium. They got a podium. So 0 wins, 0 points, and 7 upgrades they had. So yeah.
Actually, we got a few reactions to that, didn't we? That's funny. Yeah, I don't know, Ferrari. What are they expected to do? What's a pass for them for this year? Is it just...
this year's off. It's finished. Just put a line through it, I reckon. It's going to be next year, but I don't know. These rules, these regs are just... We saw it last time in 2014 when they changed the rules and Mercedes came out with this ballistic hybrid engine and just dominated everyone. So Red Bull are going to be at the back, I reckon.
Wow.
And I think Verstappen's trying. I think Verstappen's staying next year, but I think he'll have just every option available in 27 what he wants to do. So
fat paycheck and any manufacturer.
I think so. I think anyone has to take him at any point in time. So he's got the choice of where he wants to go, and he's earned that. He's the best driver on the grid by I'm going to say a long way at the moment. Piastri's looking bloody good, and he's exciting for us in the future. How ice cold he is. I mean, there's nothing phases him because it's like, I mean, in Australia we're known as like a laid back character, but realistically not really that laid back. Like everyone's pretty highly strung.
So if you're a local in Melbourne, it is the worst place in the world for road rage. You just can't do anything, otherwise you will get punched in the face.
Like we're not relaxed, and maybe in the country areas we are, but we're not. I don't know anyone except probably Curdy who's like Oscar Piastri.
Yeah, I don't know. It's funny, but maybe compared to other people, we are like.
Yeah. But him on the radio is just I mean, you looked at the Australians of past. I mean, Ricciardo. I'm not going to call him a hothead, but he was up and about. He wasn't super excited, super upset. A wave of emotions for him. And same with Mark Webber. It's the same thing. I mean, he just wore his heart in his sleeve.
Then you look at Casey Stoner.
Yeah.
Chill. Mick Doohan. Chill.
Yeah, but Casey was a bit bloody behind the scenes. He's a bit up in the air, wasn't he? A couple of interesting bloody takes on things. So
yeah, but he's still chill. Like I wouldn't say he's a hothead or anything.
Yeah.
Even when he yelled, said, "Yeah, ambition outweighed your talent," which is a great line.
Yeah.
It wasn't. He's no one's going crazy, shaking fists.
No. Well, we don't see anyone bloody do that these days.
No.
As we just touched on with your 20-minute rant before.
Yeah. Someone had to fill the Formula One dead space that they left us at Spa. Seriously.
We'll always talk about something.
Yeah, that's what we're good for. Alex Albon 6th. Good effort.
Yeah, it didn't get much airtime, did he?
No, he got nothing. It was a great drive.
Didn't get much airtime at all. I don't even think we saw him on the. I actually don't remember him at all. I mean, I had one eye open trying to stay awake, but yeah, it's he's come good. I mean, Williams is just hanging on for next year as well. Yeah. It's just this second half of the year. There's not much going on, man. There's not much going on. So
we're not pumping up Formula One's tyres tonight.
No, we're not. But there's room to improve there. Hopefully, we'll have an exciting end of the season. And again, I mean, we're complaining about the excitement, but we're sitting here with an Aussie leading the championship. I mean, it's just we're racers at the end of the day, aren't we? We're not. We're never going to be die hard for someone.
Nah.
We've never have been. I mean, Verstappen 21, I was pretty die hard, but for other reasons. But
it's a racing for us. I just love racing. I love like the football or something like that. Like it would freak me out, and I can't handle it.
Yes.
But as long as it's a good race, like that's why it's always been so calming. Like I don't freak out if Marc Marquez crashes or whatever. Like I'm a fan, but it doesn't ruin my night.
Makes it more exciting for the next race. Like I'd love to see nothing more than Marquez win the next race, but also I'd not love to see nothing more than Marquez crashing. Because it's both good.
Yeah. Or Bezecchi just winning fair and square or something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
100%. 100%. So,
but yeah, Cola Pinto, we touched on him earlier. He's nowhere, just nowhere. He's just showing nothing. I mean, Piazza's in the points again, and he's he's just out the back, just no pace. I mean, 95 seconds off the lead, finishing second last to Hajar, who pitted probably once too many times. So.
It's dumb. It's a dumb situation. We know that.
Yeah, very dumb situation.
George Russell said it was one of the worst races of Mercedes in 2025. He wasn't happy.
Well, he was 35 seconds off the lead
Yeah.
and just, again, in no man's land, really.
Yeah.
Absolutely no man's land. I mean, Hamilton only finished 6 seconds behind him and he started... I mean, he had to jump in the pit stop, didn't he? So, all right, we're jumping on Listy's list, are we?
Get it going, bro.
All right, so guys, this week we have a very special Tom Chevrolet presentation of Listy's list.
Wow.
Okay, so this has been on my mind for a while, and this is the greatest F1 drivers in history, dead or alive, who have never won a title.
Wow, that's a good one.
So a lot of people talk about this and also talk about who's never had a win. Martin Brundle's up there. He's never had a win in his career. Hulkenberg's the same. But this is someone who's never won the title but is known as the F1 great. So
5-1. Give me 5-1.
Oh, 5-1. I've got them all panned out for you, so don't stress.
Beautiful.
So David Coulthard.
Number 5.
Yeah, he came close in a couple of years in the late 90s. Coulthard and Hakkinen, they were the two. So that West McLaren that
One
you
of my
love
favourite.
so much. So 13 wins, 62 podiums in his career. And he
13 wins.
And he was always in the mix. He was always in the mix. Little do a lot of people know, he actually took Senna's seat in '94 after Senna passed away at Williams. So he goes back to that time, and then obviously goes to McLaren through the 90s and the early 2000s. So
Very famous David Coulthard, wasn't he? He was huge.
massive, good-looking guy, jawline,
Big jaw.
big everything. But then later in his career, he helped build Red Bull
Yeah, he
and
did.
racing as well to where it is today.
Did a lot of marketing and everything for him.
Mentoring Vettel and shaping that winning culture, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So there's a famous pre-season TV show where you got Martin Brundle, Coulthard, was it John Lacey maybe, Eddie Jordan. They're all on a couch and they're talking. It's 2009. Who do you reckon's going to win the championship in 2010? And he goes, Vettel. Red Bull, and they all piss themselves laughing. How ridiculous, just because you're part of that team, and then they come out and they win. So
That's awesome. I love it. That's cold as ice, man.
now number 4. This is controversial. I'm gonna say Gilles Villeneuve. Now Jacques Villeneuve's dad, was known back in the day as one of the fastest guys. Now he's the only one on my list that tragically died in his career as well. So career cut short. So that's why it's controversial. Mm-hmm. Because 6 wins, 13 podiums, but the numbers don't really tell his story. He was in the late 70s, battled with Renault Arnault, and still it's one of the most... Whoa, I got so excited. Just one-on-one. That battle back then on film was just incredible to see, and known to his peers as being one of the fastest around. So, will always be forever known.
Yeah, I like it. That's good.
A little bit closer to us, number 3, Felipe Massa.
Oh, yeah.
The champion that almost was in 2008, that famous race.
As close as you get.
As close as you get. I mean, they're celebrating in his home race in Brazil. I mean, you've got to remember how amazing that was. And, I'm sitting there watching it and devastated because I was a massive fan. And them to celebrate, and then Hamilton magically passing 2 Toyotas in the last lap to win. Yeah. Gave it to him. I reckon I've always said that, but something going on there. Conspiracy. He lost the title by 1 point, 11 wins, 41 podiums. And obviously remember for that life-threatening accident in 2009 when he was struck in the head in Hungary.
Spring or a bit of suspension or something, wasn't it?
Yep.
That was wild footage. How many years was he at Ferrari for?
Oh,
5, 6 years?
Yeah, probably. I mean, he was with Schumacher at the end in 2006.
Really?
Yep.
One Brazilian in, one Brazilian out.
Yep. He was with. I'm sure he was in 2006. Yeah. Because Barrichello went to Honda.
He did too.
And then when Schumacher retired in 2006, Raikkonen took his spot and then won the championship in 2007.
Gotcha.
All right, number 2. That's on that man, Rubens Barrichello.
Yeah.
But the ultimate wingman, we call him, James. So
say the phrase.
Rubens, let Michael pass for the championship. Rubens.
That's our childhood right there.
That is our childhood. 19 seasons in F1.
Wow, shit.
11 wins, 68 podiums. Obviously forever to be known as Michael Schumacher's teammate, and often played second fiddle. Like Austria 2002, which I just spoke about. Yeah. I mean, he was ordered to give the win on the final straight. It was a global outrage, James. Yeah. And but Ruben's always stayed classy in that situation, so kudos to him. Obviously, he also helped Braun GP in 2009, winning the Constructors' Championship. He was second to Button that whole year pretty much, but had some wins and, he was fast, loyal, consistent, and always wore his heart on his sleeve.
And you reckon that's number 2? He deserved it more than David Coulthard.
Yep, I think he did. And then there's undoubtedly number 1, Mr. Sir Sterling Moss. So the greatest never to win, they say, and forever known. So there's no argument here. So a British icon, fast, charismatic, and a brilliant person as well. Obviously still been around was around Formula 1 for a long time after that. So he won 16 Grand Prix in 10 years, which is a lot because they didn't race a lot back then as well.
Yeah,
so
true.
He was a runner-up 4 times. He lost the title by a point in 1958. And also in that race, I believe, researching today, he defeated his rival Mike Hawthorne, but in the stewards after the race, they gave it back to Mike Hawthorne as just a kick in the teeth. So he once said, "If you're not going racing to be a racing driver, you must do it because you love racing." And then that he did. He crashed in 1962 and ended his career. So kudos to Sir Sterling Moss.
That's amazing because if you said that name and said, James, has he won a world championship, I would have gone, yes.
I'm the same. And look, I know from being a fan for so long that he is known to be the one to never win, but he's such a legend in the sport. So to finish runner-up 4 times, I mean, wow.
Bro, Jesus.
Well.
Call him Danny Pedrosa.
Well, that's the next one.
Sir Danny Pedrosa.
That might be next Listy's list. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
So that's Listy's list. Thank you. That was
thanks, Listy. Shout out to coffee,
Thanks,
please.
Listy. Yeah. I get coffee is the sponsor.
Yeah, true. I like that. MotoGP, mate. We've got off season.
Yeah. We
summer break.
Very quiet. It's very, very quiet in the MotoGP. And we've got Joel Kelso in Australia. Hopefully we'll tag him in the next week or 2.
Yeah.
Catch up with him and we'll have a bit of a mid-season pod because he's going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, 100%.
He's had one of those craziest years, crashes, podiums, all sorts of stuff. So we're very excited for that.
So speaking of Joel Kelso and Moto3, there is rumours, and
Yamaha.
take it with a pinch of salt, Yamaha.
Yes.
So 2027, it's going to be a sole manufacturer.
And 500
twin cylinder 500s, which is Yamaha's bread and butter.
I mean, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time.
Well, they're going to be prototypes. They're going to be. They'll still be. I don't think much is going to change.
Yeah.
If anything, I don't know. I don't think much is going to change.
But what does that mean, James, to every other category in Spain and everything? I mean, they all run the similar Moto3 spec bike, don't they?
Well, yeah. If it's
is everything going to have to change then?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably, but it's just to cut down costs. It's going to make it cheaper and easier.
I personally,
it's all going to be the same.
I
bike.
personally think they all should be on the same bike. I've said this from years ago.
I do like different manufacturers, but I don't think it's a big deal.
No, I'm going to go back. We had this conversation like a year ago, and I said they all should be on the same bike in that category.
Like Moto2.
Because then you can see who the fastest is. I don't want to know, yes, it's awesome having KTM's fast in one track and like obviously other manufacturers fast in other tracks. But for me, I want to know who the fastest kid is and the most talented. I don't want to know the machinery. The machinery's, it doesn't matter about the machinery when they're in that age. Yeah. It matters when they're in the MotoGP. That's the difference.
Well, and it's just a KTM dominate anyway. Honda's not really anywhere as much these days. So,
because that's what frustrates me at Moto2. Yes, they're the same engine, but the Bosca-Schuris
they've got different chassis, yeah.
That works in some Grand Prix and then the others. I don't mind that because you're up at that sort of mid-level class, but the kids should get all the same gear, I reckon, personally. Yeah.
So, look, who knows if it's actually going to be Yamaha. It's cool to see. It's weird. Yamaha's never been in a lightweight class. Like, it's always Honda, KTM, Aprilia back in the 2-stroke days or whatever. So,
does that really sell bikes?
Hey?
Does it really sell bikes, though? Like, is it really a...
Probably. Well, clearly not with Yamaha. They sell a shit ton, and they're not in the lightweight classes.
So, yeah, it's weird.
They just build a good, bike for anyone on their learners to doing track days or adventure bikes.
So will Pramac have like a Moto3 team now?
Imagine. You never know.
Yeah.
You never know. But like, it kind of takes that. So just say you're a Pedro Acosta or Brad Binder. Like KTM can lock that rider in, they can take him through the ranks and destroy a career like Brad Binder. But it's probably going to take away a bit of that.
I think this must have stemmed from that lighting of the KTM, you know.
Well, KTM, like, they
But
might not be doing this.
That's the thing. Dorna's looked at this and going, fuck, if we lose KTM, Rookie's Cup's gone, you know, half the grid's gone. Like, we have to look at other avenues. And this is where this might have started.
You know, and I still think it's going to be like a Honda, to be honest. Because they're already in it. They already punched heaps of money out of it. You know. Speaking of Moto2 and everything as well, Marc Marquez is pushing for Diogo Moreira to Ducati. Which is funny because we were just talking about bringing the next young person into Ducati. Like, obviously, there's a Firmin Aldeguer and everything like that, but he's pushing hard for Diogo Moreira to fit somewhere in the Ducati world in MotoGP.
I think that second seed at Gresini has just to be for the kids. I think that's going to be their stronghold on talent.
Well, that's Firmin at the moment.
Yeah, Firmin to Pramac. Sorry, Firmin to VR46 is what they're saying, and then that opens that seat up.
You reckon Firmin to VR46?
Well, I mean, where else does he go?
Well, that's the problem with VR46. They're not going to put him in there.
I think they're going to have to swallow their bloody pasta pride and let him in.
But do you think Ducati has a say in that or not?
But can't they go, well, we're not giving you the factory bike, we'll give it to Gresini? Do they have that power?
Well, maybe once the contract's up. Because with VR46, it's not the best rider getting onto that factory bike. It's who's Italian.
Well, yeah, it's a popularity contest, isn't it? So
yeah. And, like, don't get me wrong, Digi is awesome. But if there's no Italians coming through in 3 years, who are you giving that to? Franco Morbidelli?
Well, that's when Rossi might go, well, I'm out. You know, who knows?
Or as you said, they might put a Spanish rider on.
Pull the pin. Yeah, who knows?
Pedro Acosta was talking to him, but I think they're sticking fat with Morbidelli. I'd be taking Acosta all day, every day.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're crazy. And Honda are reportedly keeping Marini, Mears contracted, and Zarco has an offer on the table. So nothing's changing except for that. Looks to be that second LCR seat with Chantra. Chantra's obviously going, and it doesn't look like it's going to be another Asian rider. So we're really completing our 10-point plan.
3 weeks ago, we were talking about it, and it's all just happened.
It's all happening.
Yeah.
It's all happening. So it's good to see. I think Marini still deserves another year. Who else is going on that Honda?
Yeah, I mean, did he sign? He signed, I'm pretty sure, didn't he?
Nah, not yet.
Oh, I thought he signed.
Nah.
Okay.
No, not yet. But it's. I could be wrong, but that's what I read today. So it sounds like they're keen to keep him.
Yeah. Okay. I thought I saw him sign, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, we got a message after our pod last week saying Marini signed, but there was nothing.
Luca Marini gets new Honda MotoGP deal for 2026. Motorsport.com.
When was this?
7 days ago.
Yeah, but he hasn't signed.
Okay.
Nothing.
Luca Marini has signed a new contract with on the factory team, staying on board.
But there's nothing from MotoGP.
True. Yeah.
There's only that one source.
Motorsport.com's pretty bloody reliable.
They're good.
So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what the outcome of that is.
Unless we're all missing something, but I just don't think so.
This is where we need Curtis, but he's off with the fairies or the furries tonight, so he's not. He's not in.
Poor guy. For next year, I got a question. What's a pass mark for Top Rack Raz Gagioglu as he just did the triple again on the weekend?
Oh, I think top 10 in the championship. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, it's going to take him a year to get used to the bike, isn't it? It's a completely different machine.
Is there any chance of him having a podium next year?
I just don't know enough. I don't know enough, James. I don't know.
Oh, he's on a Pramac Yamaha and he's a good rider. Is there any chance of a Pramac Yamaha podium next year with Top Rack?
I don't think so, no. The odds are very slim. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen, but the odds are very slim.
Yeah.
It's the thing is with him, and I don't know if this correlates, but obviously he's got a stunt riding background. His dad owns a stunt riding business or something along the lines of that. So bike handling skills are probably the best of anyone, you know. So jumping on a whole different machine, getting up to the speed fast on it, I think it's, if anyone can do it, he can. But he's still human at the end of the day, and these things, you know, and he's got animals. So
and going up against the best on probably an inferior bike.
Yeah, and the rules aren't changing next year. They're going to be the same bikes on the same grid. Yamaha, different tires.
Yeah, Michelin's.
That might change things. Yeah, it's a good point.
If it was Pirelli's, it'd be different.
Yeah.
I don't see him podium.
Oh, you're saying, sorry. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Different tyres that he's used to.
Yeah, he's on Pirelli.
Because they're not changing, MotoGP aren't changing to 27 on their tyre manufacturer.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see him podium.
Yes.
I think he's sneaking a few top 10s, but like look at Jack Miller, worlds of experience and struggling for top 10s. And I know Toprak's a freak, but this is going to be very interesting. It'll be interesting to see what Toprak's mindset's like halfway through the season, and it might not be going as good as he thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Turkish fans are taking over as well. Every time I go on MotoGP live, it's just Turkish flags everywhere.
That's crazy. They love it, don't they?
They love it.
It's one of those countries, they've got a massive population. They don't know whether they're like Middle Eastern or European or Asian. Like, it's all in the middle there. It's just a mix of everything. Massive population. And sports just seems like it's booming there.
They're doing all right.
Yeah, especially motorsport. I mean, it's awesome.
It is awesome. It's good to see. It's good to see someone
I need to go
different.
back to Istanbul Park. That's a ripper track.
Yeah, Chris Vermeulen's favourite.
He did say that, yeah.
Here's a question for you. Who would you rather as Marquez's teammate? Bags or Jorge Martin?
Who would I rather see or
who would you, if you were a team principal and you were chasing results, who would you rather have as a teammate to Marc Marquez?
If I was owning Ducati right now, I'd keep Bagnaia there because he's like just the mascot, and then just let Marquez win everything.
Yeah.
Because putting Martin on that bike is just going to cause ruckus. It's just going to cause ruckus. So if I'm a team owner,
that's
I want to see Martin on that bike, of course. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But if I'm a team owner, I don't want to spoil the party. So
you don't want to ruffle any feathers.
Don't want to ruffle any feathers.
Just keep the team harmony.
Just keep the team harmony. Yeah, that's my personal opinion. If I was in that position,
I like that.
But the Tardozzis of the world, I mean, hotheads. I mean, who decides on riding a light up over there? Luigi, Gigi.
I think Gigi had a massive influence on getting Marc Marquez over. Because I was reading this today actually that Gigi knew that, and this is all conjecture, but that the bike peaked at 23, 24. They knew that it was going to be so much harder to keep that gap against other manufacturers, and that's the main reason where if anyone was going to ride around a problem, it would have been Marc, and they obviously saw that with the GP23. And that's why he put him in, because he got he got crucified for not obviously picking Jorge Martin, but the proof's in the pudding.
Would Martin be winning the championship if he was on that bike instead of Marquez? It's like if my grandma grandma had wheels, she'd be a bike situation.
Would he be? And he obviously didn't throw himself to the moon.
Well, he's on a Ducati, so. Might have been a bit more stable and turned to it Malaysia.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say. I think the championship would look so different though. Credit to Alex Marquez though in that GP24. Maybe it would still be him.
Yeah, true.
But I think it would be a whole lot closer.
Things have dropped off for him, and I said this a month ago. I said it will start happening. I mean, he can't just keep finishing second. It's starting to unravel. Hopefully he can get it back on the horse.
Yeah.
In 3 weeks' time in Austria.
Well, yeah, that's going to be interesting in Austria. A massive Ducati track.
Wrecked the track, unfortunately, with that stupid chicane.
Totally wrecked it. It's a shit show.
All right, world famous hot takes, Jimmy boy.
Let's do it. Thank you for everyone sending them in. We absolutely love reading through these and getting people's opinions. It's awesome.
Yes, we do.
At Jeremy Moran 7, since there is now hope for Martin to compete for podiums, what does that mean for Pecco?
Interesting.
So I'm reading it as in, is he by the end of the year going to be outperforming Pecco Bagnaia?
No, I don't think so. I think not outperforming. I think he'll be up his ass, but getting past is one thing. Different scenario. I don't think he'll be ahead of him by the end of the season. No. Short answer.
No, I don't think so. I think Martin will be a lot closer, and maybe a lot closer than what people think after his amazing round in Bruno, but to then be faster than Bagnaia, who always just seems to land on the podium anyway. So then you have to be consistent podium.
Yeah, he does too.
I don't think so. Your boy, number one ticket holder, reigning It's Cold Papa. Zach Brown celebrates Lando's win like he won the World Drivers' Championship himself, but shows nothing when it's Oscar.
Yeah, it does. He walked straight past him last night.
I saw them hug.
It was when the cameras were rolling, I reckon. I
had to read that one for you. Z_Andrew Arthur. Who will win a race first? KTM or Yamaha? Quartararo versus Acosta.
I reckon Acosta. Acosta will win first. Sprint or main race before Quartararo does. But that's harsh because Quartararo should have won Silverstone. But that was an unusual weekend, wasn't it? With that really cold surface.
Cold surface, super windy conditions. I agree.
It'd be amazing. It'd be amazing.
I just think the Yamaha is just lacking hard. If anything, it's going backwards.
But you got to remember, Acosta, he didn't nearly win Bruno, but he was ahead at one point. You got to remember this.
Yeah, but he got let through. He got let
My
through.
brain was like, Marquez could have started from last. He would have won that race.
Yeah.
It would have been better for the tyre pressure if he started from last, actually.
Yeah, true.
God.
So that's a tough one. Quartararo is better in my opinion, but I think that Yamaha is just nothing's happening with it.
Well, I think the KTM is more likely to have a shock result than the Yamaha.
They can do a shock qualifying. That's about it, can't they?
They can. You're right.
Quartararo
can, yeah.
But it doesn't translate to a race win.
Well, you just see him flowing down the field every single race. I mean, I think that
must be frustrating.
It must be so frustrating, but it just shows you how talented he is over one lap as well, and how fast he is. So fast, so fast.
Your boy Jazza Jared.Madsen. You know it was too dry when they started. When there isn't a single yellow flag.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, all 20 finished.
Yeah,
all 20 finished. I mean, I just can't. I just can't get over it. They should have started the race half an hour to 45 minutes before they did.
I think this was probably, we might name this one disappointment, because this is probably the most disappointing pod we've done, as in after
frustrating.
a race.
We're
frustrating. Maybe frustrating.
Anti-climax.
It's like your sex life, mate.
There's some sort of climax at least.
As long as it's you, it's all good.
Yeah. But the thing is that it's just it's talking about safety, but yeah, I understand stopping the race at the start, but not taking an hour and a half to get it restarted. Then they finally get it restarted, and then they have 4 laps under the safety car. Yeah. I mean, you have a total of 44 laps. It's the longest lap on the calendar, and 4 of them you're behind a safety car.
Still a standing start.
10% of the race are behind the safety car at the start.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Standing start.
I know, no standing start.
And how good is standing start at Spa going into that right-hander?
Mafia, mate. FIA Mafia.
Speaking of the FIA, at Pewey_89, should F1 drop the FIA and run their own rules and regulations internal?
Well, they tried that years ago, and there was going to be a breakaway season. That's when Braun was about and everything like that, and they were talking that 2010 season.
Really?
Yeah, but it was all just they tried, but it was all just to get more money.
Yeah.
Because they were signing what's called a Concord agreement, which is the future of Formula One. They sign, I think, one every 10 years. I'll probably stand corrected on that. But and they dictate the rules for the next 10 years. Everyone has to agree on it.
Gotcha.
And go from there. So they were contesting that at that point.
Interesting. There you go. I didn't know that. There'll be some greedy person in there that will just fuck everything up anyway.
Yeah. Well, I think it was Flavio Briatore was leading that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Says it all.
And then in 2009, he got banned for lifetime. I'm paraphrasing that, by the way. I'm not sure it was Briatore, but it sounds about right.
I love it. At Rebecca Orkley 92. The new track in Hungary is anti-clockwise. Are we calling it the Marc Marquez win now?
Now, did you watch any of the Superbikes?
No, I was out all weekend.
Yeah, me too, unfortunately.
And we had 6 bottles of wine on Saturday night and got obliterated.
Yeah, James and I had a bit of a sesh, and the girls.
Yeah.
But I didn't see one lap, to be honest with you, but there was some massive incidents. It looked more like, on tally, it did look like a bit of an F1 style of track.
Bro, I've played it on the game, on the MotoGP
Wide,
game.
yeah?
It's wide, but it's just kind of... I didn't mind the first sector, I think, was pretty good. But the middle and last sector is literally just like straight chicane.
Yeah, right. Okay.
There's nothing much going on.
I don't mind that. That's all right. Simple tracks are sometimes good, but...
Yeah, and it was all right.
There was no nuclear power plant in the middle of this one, was there?
No, it's not a
Not
most.
Most. That's terrible.
Not most, but yeah.
Maybe we'll have a go at that. We'll have a game of it after the pod.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So speaking of Saturday night, we're having wines.
Yes.
Got obliterated. I had to go with the missus to Holy Communion the next morning, right? And I'm in some of her family is Catholic, so I had to go into this church. Anyway, I'm meeting some of their family, and I meet this fella, and he finds out I'm into bikes, and he's a massive MotoGP fan. We're in a church. The priest is doing his thing. He whispers in my ears, and he goes, "How good's MotoGP, mate?" And he starts talking my ear off. And he's like, he starts talking to my ear off about MotoGP. He's asking me all these questions. His missus grabs him and goes, "Shut the fuck up." And he has to turn away from me. He's like, "Did you see the race of the weekend? That was amazing." And he just kept going. I got netted for like 2 hours. Great fella, though. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome. I love how the camaraderie with motorsport.
Yeah.
When you find someone else that loves it, it's so good to talk about.
Oh, it was great. And he knew his stuff.
It's good.
It was a laugh.
It's always a good icebreaker.
It is.
You know, if you go to a party or your missus drags you along, you're like, "I don't want to be here," but then you start talking F1 or GP. It's like, calm, easy.
Yeah, no, it was very funny. In the middle of a church ceremony, he was... I was surprised I didn't burn up when I walked in there anyway, but
Yeah, it's true.
everyone was scared to sit next to me because I was going to burst into flames. Not even joking. Not even joking. That's what they all said.
No way.
Yeah, all the partners, we're not Catholic, so they don't like...
Religion's a funny, fickle business, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a business.
Fuck yeah. Don't pay tax, bruh. That's for our religion pod. Very controversial.
That's cross Republica, that one.
Back on track.
Straighten up. At Lukey, I was very hungover that morning going there as well. But let's see. I had to do my Nurofen.
You're a fan, yeah.
At Lukey Kappa, Brad Binder is a valid rider and needs to get away from KTM. He would be awesome on a Yamaha. He would be better on any bike other than that KTM, I think. I think he's just out-welcomed his stay. But I agree. I want him on one season on something that's not orange.
Oh, yeah.
He's on any other bike.
He's been orange for his whole career. He has to break out now. He's got to try something different because he's finishing behind Pol Espargaro in a sprint race.
Yeah, it doesn't...
Who's a commentator.
Yeah, exactly right. I just want to see one season on a bike that's not a KTM and just see what he can do. If there's anything.
Agreed.
If it's just anything.
Agreed.
Because he had so much potential and he maybe went to KTM on a terrible time.
But I reckon that's stealing a seat off someone else. I really do. I think he's just expired.
I would love him to take Chantra's seat. I know there's other riders in there. I get it. But I'd love him to be on that LCR Honda.
He could identify as Japanese.
We're
living in 2025. He could be a lamp of all we know.
Hey, say Japanese then.
Yeah, exactly.
At MDub93, with MotoGP going to Pirelli, guys like Ray, Bautista, etc., could be handy MotoGP test riders.
It's an interesting take.
I like that for tyres. I don't mind that. Ray...
It's such a big thing, isn't it? The contact patch.
Yeah, Bautista's probably a good one. And I think there is rumours swirling that he will go as like a Ducati test rider. And I think Borliger is going to be a Ducati test rider.
Piro's done, isn't he? Has he announced his retirement from...
No, I don't think so.
Paraphrasing?
That is just shooting from the hip. That was just shooting from the hip.
I think he has, though. I think there's some rumours just swirling around. Motorsport.com.
Leave the Republica out.
Yeah.
But I don't mind that someone like that who maybe knows the tyres if it's going to translate. I don't know. I think that's good. I don't mind. Maybe Ray. I think Johnny Ray's bastard. I like Johnny Ray.
Yeah, he's had a couple of big offs as well. It's got to dent your confidence.
We don't get to see any of the offs though, because they're not fucking videoed, Tom.
Well,
Aren't
well, if
they?
anyone doesn't know, Johnny Ray had the biggest crash someone had said they've ever seen at Phillip Bowen last year.
Ever seen?
They've ever seen. They
Been
go-
there for 30 years.
They said it was the height and the whip he got off the bike on the high side was ridiculous, and they didn't have coverage of it on the Saturday.
No, the guy fell asleep on the
It's
camera.
amazing. No coverage of I cannot find it, and I mean, we looked everywhere on that weekend.
No, you
for it.
can't. If anyone can find footage for our clips, it's me.
Yes, yeah, and Johnny, yeah. I mean, we're not even going to put it out to the universe. We'll have to get some like CCTV footage from like the bloody canteen to get the footage.
You
Crazy.
know that CCTV ain't working there.
no,
It hasn't worked since
it's not-
1995.
Yeah, exactly.
B_Rothberg. Ferrari are following a similar path to HRC in their fall from grace. I think their fall from grace happened about 15 years ago.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think they're just...
It's a warm take, that one.
Unfortunately for Ferrari, they've got the name. So if they weren't Ferrari, it wouldn't be so in your face. But because it's Ferrari and their history and their brand and how iconic it is, it's always just going to be in the spotlight.
Yep.
But when they win bigger than anyone else.
Yes, you're right.
Mikkel Harving. I don't think Ferrari will ever win a championship again. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Sad face.
It's like
drivers' championship.
I think I put Ferrari in the same category as Essendon Football Club.
Like Paddy the Batty from Andiamo Panino.
Yes, I just don't. Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, that's very true. But I just don't see them either. Either them. Who's going to win? Like, that'd be a good bet on sports. But who's going to next win the Premiership or the Drivers' World Championship? Yeah. Essendon or bloody Ferrari. So I think Ferrari still be favourites for that one.
I think so. That's it, mate.
Just on one thing I forgot to talk about, F2. Yeah, you would have loved it.
Go on.
There was monsoon conditions on the back straight. Monsoon. Like, they were like, it couldn't see, like, it was unbelievable. Like, I've never seen anything like it. On TV, the rain was crazy. But on the Kimmel Straight after the Eau Rouge, bone dry. So they had camera work here, and then it flashed to the camera work on Kimmel Straight, bone dry while they're racing.
I love that.
It's red flag conditions over here,
Yeah.
but then they're like, oh, we'll let it run because it's dry on this part of the track. And seriously, the cloud just sort of missed the whole side of the circuit. So it was torrential for the whole time and then stayed dry. And then 10 minutes later, it started falling rain again.
Love that.
But it was like, I've never seen conditions like that ever.
What tyres were they on?
They were on wets. Because then they got wets and they got dries. That's it.
Yeah.
So they're on wets from the start. They just stayed on wets. No one went to dries.
How good's that?
Yeah.
That's
But
what you want,
But
racing.
it was like, when you're watching as a kid, I mean, TV quality's got better. So 4K when you watch it now or HD, you can see the raindrops. Back you couldn't see rain back in the day.
It was great.
Like, this is just covered white. You can just see the raindrops. Crazy. So watch it if you haven't.
Spa, just keeps the weather's been wild the past few years.
There's more higher rainfall in the summer in Spa than there is in the winter. So there's a reason why the trees are all green out there.
Yeah, it's a good point. It's not dry like Melbourne.
So next weekend,
What do we got? Come on, mate. It's in our time tree. Shout out the time tree. See who gets it first. Spa. We got Hungary.
The new Hungarians had a bit of a refurb with their pit facility, so that'd be interesting.
Yeah, grouse.
And then the summer break after that. So yeah, we'll see you guys next weekend for the Hungaroring.
Yes, sir.
All right, thanks.
See you guys.